today we'll just start with our organization, like supervisory organization processes. So yesterday we have just gone through an overview of how we can search for particular people, like what would be the search criteria, like, and hope you got your tests. So start practicing those things in a tenant access. So today I'll just give you an organization structure processes, what all the things that we have in supervisory organizations. And from tomorrow, we'll start creating your supervisory orgs. Okay. Okay. So initially, yeah, Arun.
Yesterday, the task which you have showed us, like find workers, I was trying on my company system. It was, I think the task was hidden or something. It was not showing up.
Okay. So that means you don't have the right privilege or permission to view that task.
Okay. And even the version looks a little. I think this is the latest version, is it?
Latest one, yes.
Yeah, that might be the previous one, I guess.
But that should not be the previous one, because what happens when Workday tries to upgrade the version, they try to upgrade the version across all companies. Even if at all you are an existing client, they try to upgrade that with an existing client also. They don't keep any old versions with any new or existing clients.
Okay. But the icons look little different to what you're showing us now. It looks.
Okay. Yes, I understand. So I think it looks some colorful, right? It's not like this and not in blue in color. Okay, I understand. So that is Workday 29. You're using the version of Workday 29, but this is Workday 30.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
So this was recently came into the market like 3 months back, 3 or 2 months back. And then for us, it is a mandatory thing that we have to give an exam to keep our certifications live. So once we give our certifications, then we get access to our new versions. Okay, so that's the reason we got these new versions like 1 or 2 months back. But prior to that, we were using the same, like whatever you are using right now, Workday 29, we used to use the same version.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
All right. Let's get started with organizations. Okay, so here initially Workday supports several organization types, but always the primary organizational structure for HCM is your supervisory organization. So in this, we'll be trying to understand what are the different properties that we can put on a supervisory organization. So what are the common organization types that we generally maintain? And then we also have something like custom organizations, which are optional. We will also try to create some custom organizations, which are optional, but maybe it may be required for your individual businesses or maybe for reporting requirements when we try to create your custom organizations. And basically workers are grouped and tracked within your supervisory organizations. And any organization structures can represent multiple organization views. But your primary structure is something like your supervisory organization. That means you can have different organizations, like you can have cost centers, you can have divisions, you can have departments, you can have business unit. These are all types of your organizations. But always your primary organization is your supervisory organization. Okay. And something like you will, whenever you try to create this supervisory organization, you will also try to create hierarchies. Okay, for example, if at all I create a location hierarchy, if I create a location and if I have created, let's say 10 locations, and then if I want to take that as an hierarchy, you can always group them in terms of an location hierarchy. So we have organization hierarchy, we have location hierarchy, we have region hierarchies. We also have different hierarchies that exist in the system where you can go and create hierarchies. Okay, so coming back, so like in supervisory organization, the main concept that we'll be seeing is an overview of your supervisory organizations, and then the setup of your organization, supervisory organization structure, your reorganization, and managing your supervisory organizations, your additional organization types, organizational hierarchies, organizational assignments, and organizational reports. Okay. So the first thing is, initially, if at all you need to understand, let me show you what is something like an organization structure, how an organization structure will look like. Okay. Let me just go and, okay, let me query for a person called Logan McNeil. So this is Logan McNeil. Go to this person. And then go to this job, click on this job. Here you can see organizations. Okay, just click on the organizations. And here, these are all the organizations that are linked up to this particular employee, like Logan McNeil. So Logan McNeil is a member of all these organizations. So Global Modern Services, 41600 HR Services, so USA, Western US, North America, Brand US. So these are all locations. But if you see, this is the company. Okay, so this is the company. And then if you open this in a new tab, you can click on the name and open that in a new tab. And then how you know whether this is a supervisory organization or not, or how you can view the hierarchies of this, you can see like this, these are all your supervisory organizations. So these are all the workers who are reporting, who are working in this particular as an employees in this Global Modern Services, and the supervisory organizations of these workers are designed here. See Global Modern Services, and this is your global. You can also open this Global Modern Services. So here you can see the type is supervisory. So this is always your supervisory org, and these are your subordinates of this particular supervisory org. And then if you want to see the hierarchy of this supervisory org, click on actions and then go to supervisory org, or you can, once you click on actions, you'll get to have the organization chart and hierarchy. You just click on organization chart. Let me open this in a new tab and open this in a hierarchy in a new tab. So this is your hierarchy. This is how the hierarchy will look like. So these two people are, this is again the same Logan McNeil. So this is something like Adams, who is reporting to Logan McNeil. Okay, and Logan McNeil is the supervisor for this particular company, Global Modern Services. At the same time, she also is an supervisor for this department. This is a company and this is a department. So she is the supervisor for both these organizations. And then if you go to the chart here, and this is how the chart looks like. So for Global Modern Services, Logan McNeil is the vice president, and Adams and then Adam Carlton is reporting to Logan McNeil, and Logan McNeil is also part of the health services. And then there is some other person who is an person who is reporting to this Logan McNeil. He's an individual payroll consultant. He doesn't have any job or any role. But if you see Adam's demo here, Adama's demo here, he is again part of one supervisory org. That means some other people are reporting to him. You can see like there is an arrow mark here. So if you expand that arrow mark, now you can see people who are like reporting to this particular person. So he's a vice president for consulting. Okay, and if you want to open this particular person, there is some related actions here. You can click on related actions, and then you can see all the properties of this particular person. You can see the personal information or his email addresses, his location details, everything. And then if you want to directly open this person, so click on Daryl Parker here and then click on new tab. This person will open. Okay. So that is nothing but your how the organization chart or how your organization looks like in your real time. And then if you want to see what are the above organization structure you can have, so there is nothing like above over this Logan McNeil. So you don't have any structures that are reporting to this particular Logan McNeil. Okay. Again, you can come back to the supervisory org. And then you can see here the worker is again Adam Carlton. This person is on leave. And then these are two subordinates of this particular. Subordinates means if you open this Adama's demo, this might be one supervisory org again. So this is Adama's demo is again one supervisory org. Again, under that you have another subordinate organization, Global Modern Services. Again, if you open this Global Modern Services, again that will be your supervisory org. In that way, this is a connection. This is kind of a connection where you can have all these things. And under this supervisory org, you don't have any workers. But if you open this Global Modern Services, so you can have workers or employees working under this particular supervisory org. Okay, so this is the structure that generally we have in this supervisory org. And whenever we are trying to create any supervisory org, there is some properties that we need to follow. Okay, So let me open Paint here and let me show you. Okay, so always remember there will be one top level supervisory org. So this is the top level, and let me give the name as, let's say, XYZ. Uh, XYZ supervisory org. Okay, so this is an XYZ supervisory org, and under this supervisory org there will always be one executive management group. Remember that. So you can connect this in this way. And then you will have one executive management group here, and that is always called as XYZ executive management group. Okay, and then under this executive management group you can have any number of supervisory orgs. Let's say this is connected in this way. Okay, and then you can have one here, you can have one here, you can have one here. This might be A supervisory org. Okay, so this can be B supervisory org, and this can be C supervisory. Yep.
Yeah. Hi, Dennis. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Keep
please
in there. I had a doubt on the supervisory organization.
Yes.
On what basis exactly we'll create the supervisory organization? I mean, let's say if you are implementing for TCS, so your supervisory organization is TCS. So how, I mean, on what basis we'll create this?
Okay, so in TCS, let's say TCS is there in so many different countries, or let's say let's take one country. Okay, let's take India. And India, this TCS is there, and there is a location where your CEO sits in TCS. Let's say it should be TCS Mumbai. Okay, so then you will try to create a supervisory org, and then the location would be Mumbai, and then you will hire that CEO under this particular supervisory org. And under that you will try to create an executive management group, but you should not hire, like there should not be any manager under this executive management group, because the person who is managing here in this supervisory org will be the same person who will be managing this executive management group also. But the people who are working under this particular person, like this the worker can here, the employee can be a CIO, the employee can be CTO. So there can be so many people who is reporting to this CEO. So all that people will be taken under this supervisory orgs. Okay, they can be in the same location or they can be in a different location, but there has to be only one person who is at the top level, who is the CEO of that TCS, and who will be also the manager of this executive management group. But all these people will be reporting to this particular person, and there might be different other people who will be reporting to this particular supervisory org. There might be again different supervisory orgs under these particular supervisory organizations. Okay, so that means your supervisory organizations are always, and let me tell you, there are four properties that you will define on any supervisory org. Okay, and what are the four properties?
So here you are saying, suppose like you said an example like TCS Mumbai. So here TCS Mumbai is not only the supervisory organization, right? So again you are telling you can have many supervisory organizations. So I'm not connecting to it.
See, like I'm saying the top level person in Mumbai is CEO. Okay, let's say CEO is the person who is sitting in Mumbai and who is managing the complete business all over India. Okay, and he is the top level person. Anybody who is there will be under CEO only. Okay, if you take Tata Group, JRD Tata will be the person, and all other CEOs or maybe like different industries will be report to Tata, like JRD Tata or Ratan Tata. Okay, so but Ratan Tata will be the only CEO who will be managing all other people. So in the same way, there will be one CEO who will be sitting in Mumbai location and who will be managing all other people, and that person will be placed under this particular supervisory org, because all the CEO of the supervisory org will sit at the top level position, and there has to be one person who will be there in this supervisory org. Okay, you will create this as a supervisory org, and then here there are certain properties as I'm telling you here. For example, here the same. I have MLHS. M means manager, L means location, H means you're hiring, and S means you're staffing. That means whenever you create a supervisory org, these properties should fulfill your supervisory org. Okay.
So let's
So that
say
means
TCS has 10 different companies. So 10 different companies can be supervisory organizations, right?
Yes.
Depending on the hierarchy.
correct. If there is any one person who is a manager for that particular department or anybody, that is a supervisory org.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's say you are the manager and me and Arun are reporting to you. Now I will create a supervisory org and I will make you the manager of that supervisory org. And then we both will be reporting you. We are normal employees who will be reporting to you. Now let's say after 1 year, Arun became a manager. Now I will be reporting to Arun and Arun will be reporting to you. So now Arun will be created in a different supervisory org, and I'll be directly, I'm not a supervisory org because I'm just an employee, I'm not a manager. But if at all there used to be an supervisory org that needs to be created and certain employees are reporting to that supervisory org, then there should be a manager to that supervisory org. So now if Arun became a manager, then we will create a supervisory org and we will assign Arun as a manager to that supervisory org. And who are all the people who are reporting to Arun will be subordinates of that supervisory org. Okay, in the same way, here if you take TCS Mumbai, CEO will be there here as a manager. Like anyways, he's the CEO, the designation is CEO. And he will also be reporting here in this particular executive management group. But beyond this particular level, anybody who is reporting to this particular CEO will be created as individual supervisory organizations. So here, let's say I created A as a supervisory organization. So let's say there's a person whose designation is CIO. And let's say there are 5 other managers who are reporting to this CIO. Then there will be again another 5 supervisory organizations that will be created under this supervisory organization. And let's say there are 2 people who are reporting to individual managers. Then again, under that supervisory org, there will be 2 subordinates that will be created as individual employees. If at all you are hiring, always remember the last node of your supervisory org will be individual employees. That means the subordinates. There will not be any members, something like this. If you go back to our structure here, something like this. So you can see Adama's demo, this person, this is something like a supervisory org. But if you see Logan McNeil is an individual employee. If I come here, yeah, this one. So I can see Logan McNeil is an manager. So these people are reporting to Logan McNeil. How many people? 2 people. You can see here Adam Carlton and this particular person, which are blue in color. These are individual employees. These are not supervisory orgs. But you can see Adama's demo, this is a supervisory org. And if you expand this supervisory org, again, there will be employees who are reporting to this supervisory org. And that employees will not be a supervisory org. There will be individual employees who are directly reporting to this particular person.
Okay, suppose let's say here controller is there, right? So under this Adama's demo, controller unfilled. So suppose if controller unfilled is a manager and some 2 of the employees are reporting to him. So again, this controller unfilled could be the supervisory organization.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So this will become the supervisory organization, and under the supervisory organization, you will get something like employees like this. Okay. This
so
we call it as
the manager, so that we will create as a supervisory org.
Exactly. So when we are doing any requirement gathering from the client, we will ask them like how many locations, because as I told you on this paint, every supervisory org should have a location. Okay, and if there are 2 people who are there in the same location and 2 different managers, so again you can have 2 different locations, so you can create them as individual supervisory organizations. The location will be the same, but the managers are different. Okay, and your managers, your hiring of employees are different, because one manager will have one set of employees, other manager will have other set of employees, but you will have 2 different supervisory orgs working under that supervisory organization. Okay. So that's how we are going to design each and every supervisory organization. So here I'm simply telling you that, okay, this is how it looks like. But in the real time, if you go, there will be 30, 40 supervisory organizations. You have to design them properly, understanding the requirement. Like if you feel that there is a manager or who is working in that organization, then the manager will have a supervisory organization. And under that manager, the last level will always be the employees. And if you see one of those employees became a manager, again, that manager will have a supervisory org. And under that supervisory org, there will be employees reporting to that particular manager.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and this is how. And everywhere you have to see for every box, like we generally call it as a box whenever we are designing. Basically, when we do any of the implementations, what we do is we take a paper and we try to design boxes. And then in that boxes, we will say, okay, he's the manager, this is the location, this is the staffing model, all that stuff. And one other important thing is, let's say I created a structure, I created supervisory orgs, and at the top level, I did not hire any employees. I created the same structure, okay? One supervisory org, one executive management, and three different business groups. Sorry, three different supervisory organizations here. And at the top level, I hired one person as the CEO. As soon as I hire that particular person will be the CEO, like the manager for this box, even these boxes also. Because automatically that person will be inherited in all the supervisory organizations which are relevant to it. So now what I have to do is I have to come to this particular box, like this supervisory org, and I have to hire employees. And let's say I have hired like 3 employees. And now out of these 3 employees, there will be one manager. So I have to go to this, I have to edit the supervisory org, and I have to go to the manager role. And thus this person is by default inherited as a manager to this supervisory org, right? I have to replace this manager with the new manager that I have hired in this particular supervisory org. Okay, so the inheritance also plays an important role. It will be by default inherited. And in the same way, I told you staffing model. So staffing model means it can be either job management or position management, as we discussed in the previous sessions. So if I try to hire something like position management here in this particular supervisory org, that position management will be automatically inherited into all the supervisory organizations. Okay, it will, by default, it will be inherited. So like what you will do is, for example, let's say these 2 are position management, but this is a job management. But by default, this got inherited here as an position management. So what you will do is, you will go here, edit the supervisory org and change the staffing model from position management to your job management. Then you will start hiring employees into this particular supervisory org. Okay, so that is how.
Position management. What is the difference between this position and job management? I mean, if you're hiring in bulk, then you're calling it as job.
No. So Arun, any idea like what is the difference?
Yeah, the job management is that you do not have any restrictions. You can straight away hire an employee, even though there's no open positions. But for the open positions, position management, you should, before you hire a worker, you should have a position created in the system.
Exactly. So the thing is, position management should have, like, let's say you are hiring 10 people under a supervisory organization. Then if you assign position management to that supervisory organization, you have to create 10 positions. Position management is always one-to-one basis, one employee, one position. But it is not the case with job management. Job management means you can create one job profile, but you can hire 10 employees under that job profile. Okay, so, and how you are going to decide whether it could be a job management or position management, anyways, your client will tell you like whether that's job management or position management. But based on the industry also you can tell. For example, in IT industry, one person cannot be shared with 10 different, like one role cannot be shared with 10 different roles, right? Every person have their own roles. For example, in your team, there might be 3 HR consultants. There might be like 5 finance consultants. So that means your industry will always be a position management. So you have to hire 10 people. If at all you're hiring 10 people, then you have to see 10 positions are created. And under each and every position, you will hire these employees. And let's say one employee have left. So either you can replace, like you can hire new employee and you can fill that position, or you can close that position. You can again create a new position and you can hire the new employee into that particular position. It all depends. So that is the basic difference between a job management and a position management.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and always we will try to assign the staffing model for each and every supervisory org. So whenever we try to create any supervisory org, there itself it will show you whether you want to assign a job management or a position management. So you have to there will be radio buttons, like 2 radio buttons, job management, position management. Once you opt that as a job management, then that supervisory org is under the staffing model of job management. And if you try to hire, like if you try to create an subordinate to that particular supervisory organization, automatically that job management will be inherited to your new subordinate also. Okay, and again, if you want to change that particular property from some position management to job management, then you have to edit your supervisory org and change that staffing model. Okay, so this is how we try to do it in the real time. But trust me, in most of the cases, like I have done like at least like 7 to 8 projects, in most of the cases, the clients follow position management, because position management is a very effective process in order to maintain the employees rather than job management. So that's the reason most of the clients go with your position management. Okay, so these are some of the properties that we have in our supervisory organizations. And then, for example, supervisory organizations are your foundations to your HCM module. Okay, so that means they group workers in a management hierarchy. So we also have something like management hierarchies and all. So if I search for management hierarchy, yeah, I have management level hierarchy. Let me cancel this. I don't need hierarchy level. Management hierarchy report. So if at all you want to have any organizations, okay, there are no organizations in this. Okay, there are no organizations at this present. But if you want to view anything like management hierarchy, let's say view management, there has to be something like view management hierarchy level also. Yes, management level hierarchy. Okay, so this is your management level hierarchy. So if I take this chief operating officer and say, okay, now it will show you who are all the people who are reporting to this CEO. Okay, this is one management level hierarchy. Okay, your director is the first person, and your executive vice president, then your manager, then your supervisor, then your individual contributor. This is the level of management you have. So in this, you will also go with your management hierarchy whenever you're designing your supervisory organization. So CEO at the top level, the next level will be your directors under your executive management group. The next level will be your executive vice president, then will be your managers, then will be your supervisors, then at the last it will be your individual contributors. Okay. In the same way, if you want to go and see if you want to see for other management level, let's say management hierarchy, director level. So there are no people who are reporting to the director. So let us choose this. Okay, so this is how you go. So this is your management level hierarchy. So you have board of directors at the top level, then you have CEO, then you have executive vice president, director, manager, individual contributors. So this is like we generally follow this management hierarchy in order to understand what is the hierarchy we follow. And if you want to create a new hierarchy, you can also create a new hierarchy. And you can see what are all the job profiles are assigned to this particular management level as well. Okay, this anyways we will discuss whenever we'll see your job management, position management and all. Okay, and so always remember, jobs, positions and your compensation structures are associated with your supervisory organizations, and workers are hired into your jobs or positions associated with any supervisory organizations. Always you will have workers associated with this, and business processes can also be assigned to a particular supervisory organization. So let's say I'll take one supervisory organization. Okay, so you see this Adamas demo is in supervisory org, right? So if you click on actions, you have business processes. So you have your business processes here. So you can directly go and assign business process. You can create or copy or link definition to your business process as well. So business process can always be assigned to an supervisory organization. So, and what is again a business process? Anything like hiring of an employee is a business process, termination is a business process, creating of positions, it's a business process, restrictions is a business process. So everything is a business process, and all the business process will be maintained at your supervisory org level. Okay, and all your approvals and checklists are established for your supervisory organization hierarchy, with some possible variations of particular organizations within that particular hierarchy itself. Okay, any questions?